Nottingham lace has got such a rich history that it's probably no surprise that Nottingham City Museums have got a collection of lace and lace machinery that's now of international importance.
And the collection itself is huge. There are 50,000 individual lace pieces in the sample books alone. And it's not just the individual items that I love, it's the insights that they give into the people and places connected with them.
Yeah, I completely agree with that, and it's why for this exhibition we really wanted to show the lace in these beautiful room settings at Newstead Abbey, the kind of rooms where it would have been worn, also to highlight some of the less well-known histories of Nottingham lace and lace in general and its impact beyond the UK.
When this bonnet veil was made in 1840, manufacturers produced large quantities of lace net on machines, but they still needed to employ thousands of women and girls to hand embroider these intricate patterns. This was highly skilled work, but laborious and poorly paid.
So Catherine West, who embroidered the veil, was one of these lace runners, as they were called, and I think it's unusual to know the maker of a particular piece of lace, isn't it?
It's incredibly unusual. Very few were documented, and although this room showcases stunning lace for special occasions, we thought it was important to highlight the lives of the women who laboured to make it. Mary Bailey was another lace runner and a poet.
You, ladies of Britain, we most humbly address, and hope you will take it in hand, and at once condescend on poor runners to think, when dressed at your glasses you stand. How little you think of that lily white veil that shields you from gazers and sun. How hard we have worked, and our eyes how we've strained, when those beautiful flowers we run. View the ballroom where beauty beams round, and shines with such elegant grace, and think you in no ways indebted to us, the runners of Nottingham lace.
When I think of lace, I think about Nottingham as a city and an industry and the history that surrounds it. It's very important to recognise the role of women in the lace industry and in all industries and celebrate them.
You shouldn't be symbolised by one material, one little fabric. Like in the olden days in the history, people chasing, they think they wear lace means they're in high class, they're rich or whatever. But nowadays it's not, we're all equal. And especially women supposed to be, grow their power, more confidence, not rely on the lace to make them feel beautiful or powerful.
In the early 19th century, Calais on the French coast became an important centre for machine lace production, due to Nottingham lace machines being sold or smuggled to France. Lace workers were also needed for their technical expertise, and many migrated there because of job insecurities at home.
And also, lace expertise crossed the channel in both directions, didn't it? Because lace designers such as Joseph Bertrand, who trained in lace and woven textile design in Lyon in France, brought his considerable talents to Nottingham in the 1870s. And I really love this book of his drawings of lace shawl designs, which we have in the collection. But also we have some of his woven silk samples, and it intrigues me that he can't help but let lace motifs creep into these designs too.
The technology which drove the lace machines went on to shape the computer industry. We had connections to Ada Lovelace and Charles Babbage. That technology was sort of in use still pretty much as when I entered the computer industry in about 1984. You still got physical punched cards and made marks on them and put them into computers.
There's a lot of handmade lace in the collection, often given to us by lace manufacturers like Birkenham Company, who collected superb examples of handmade lace so they could copy it on their lace machines. This collar is a great example of that.
And as we've discovered, handmade lace also spread across the globe from Europe alongside the colonial and imperial ambitions of the European powers. For example, in the 19th century, lace was a compulsory part of the curriculum when British missionary wives established schools for local women in India. They taught what they considered to be useful respectable and orderly skills for local women to acquire. They thought this would be in keeping with Christian beliefs, but it was also a way for perhaps women to earn a little bit of extra income through the lace that they made.
I make a lot of work with, that looks at light and shadow, and so I really loved the kind of eerie transparency of lace and how when the light shines through it, it kind of illuminates all these incredibly intricate designs.
So the exhibition is really the tip of the iceberg, and in the limited time we've had to research it, we know that there are lots of leads that we're now really keen to follow up. So for example, we know that in the early days of the industry, the cotton used to make lace was produced by enslaved Africans, used as forced labour in the cotton fields of the US South. And so this needs further looking at to see if we can find some connections with items in our collection.
Yes, and even since this exhibition opened, we've been given a wonderful album of lace-related postcards collected from all over the world, including several from the type of missionary school where our collar was made. Every card has a story to tell from a different cultural perspective, and together they're a rich resource for future research.
So this is really work in progress, and I know we really want to continue the conversations that we've begun with people both in and outside the museum.
We're really looking forward to learning and sharing more about the rich history of Nottingham lace.
Yeah.